From the Simonis Aramuth Arena at the Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel, Pat Fleming proudly presents the 2022 International Open. Thank you very much, everybody. The International is being brought to you by ACCUSTATS, and it's proudly sponsored by the three best companies in our industry, Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, and Aramuth. We thank them very, very much for their continued support of this event. Okay, we are continuing on this evening with our single elimination knockout stage to get us to our last four players for tomorrow. We've already got two. We're going to get two more this match and one more following. Now my pleasure to introduce our competitors. From Poland, this gentleman is a former Diamond Las Vegas Open champion and also a three-time Euro Tour champion. Sponsored by Predator, would you kindly welcome Wiktor Zielinski. His opponent's from Germany. He's the reigning UK Open champion. He's also a World 9-Ball champion. Sponsored by Predator, by Gabriels, and by Andy Cloth. It's the killer, Joshua Filler. Okay, gentlemen, lag for the break, please. Good luck to both of you. Your official timekeeper for this match is John Baker. Now my honor to send it up to the comm box to Jeremy Jones and a special guest, Jay Helfert. Take it away, Jay.
Hey, thanks so much, Kenny. You're as good as ever, Butter. One of the best referees this game has seen. Wow, that lag wasn't even close, Jeremy.
Yeah, that was a little unexpected from Filler. Good thing his opponent put up a good lag. Maybe he can just leave that behind. And speaking of his opponent, one of the greats from Poland at a young age, and they've got quite a few of them. It seems. Wiktor Zielinski.
We're seeing more and more of these great young players coming out of Europe. That Moritz, 18 years old. So many, 18, 19. There really is a great development program going on over there.
Well, I think there's a lot of things that add up to it. Different countries, of course, competing with each other to develop champions.
The Euro Tour.
The Euro Tour. You know, you've been around so many great players, and being a player yourself, to get better at the game, you have to get around who does it better and who does it more often. And those two things, like I said, government funding, and listen, the main reason why they're so successful is the grit and determination of all these young players.
They're hungry.
Yeah, they're given a great opportunity in a lot of ways. But so are a lot of people that don't take advantage, and you can't say that about the crew coming from Europe. And really, I think it's changing here in America as well. So bright future for pool all over.
I think so too. Yeah, the juniors, there's a lot of programs in this country now for juniors that we didn't have before. Nice little safety there. Josh is going to have to pull out his jump cue.
Yeah, and he's just going to figure out, you know, first off, I think the three does go in the side. So sometimes when you have a ball tied up, you may play something different just because you have a little security rather than a jump, you know what I mean? So if the three doesn't play, this kind of shot here he felt better about because it's hard to foul.
Right.
You know, maybe hard to open up the 8-3 if you had to go over a piece of that. So, you know,
good call, Jeremy. Good call.
But you'll change every now and again according if you have a little security somewhere on the table.
Jeremy, while I got a chance, I got to say, it's such a delight for me to hear you doing commentary. You've done such a great job. I think to have somebody as knowledgeable with such deep knowledge of the game of pool and so articulate is so important. And it's been a pleasure for me to listen to you do commentary the last few years.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it, Jay. And I was lucky enough to be around all those great older players, not only around Houston, but coming on when I first started playing professionally. I was very lucky that a lot of them took the time to give me little tidbits here and there. But really it's about these guys making our job easy just because they execute so well.
Yeah, the level of play right now is higher than I've ever seen it in my lifetime. I think there might be a little window. Yeah, Josh can see the two ball.
Yeah, and you know, the way that some things have changed with our break format, plus so many great players, so many quick learners. You know, I think Josh is going through a little transition to where he feels a little more battle from maybe not just 5 or 10 guys in the world, but maybe more like 25 or 30.
I was just going to say that. There's probably 25 or 30. It's just about the same.
There's definitely 25 or 30 in this tournament here. And
it seems like every year there's 3 or 4 new ones coming up.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're missing a few. One got inducted into the Hall of Fame tonight, Dennis Arculo, Jay Helfert, who introduced and so many kind words for Dennis and the rest of us. All right.
He might have made that ball.
Yeah, utilizing
Ooh,
the
he
jump
hung it
cue
up.
very
He hung it
well. This isn't our only match at the 7:30 hour. Another quarterfinal going on, Fedor Gorst and Albin Ocean.
Wow, what a match that is.
Yeah. Hard to pick them, I think, which one to put on the main table.
Well, I think they like to show somebody new once in a while.
Absolutely. And the thing is, Zielinski, that name may be new to some of our viewers, but definitely not new to myself and, more importantly, the guy that he's playing. Josh was in those European Championships. He was in that Vegas Diamond 10-ball tournament that Zielinski has snapped off, so he knows what he's capable of.
Well, Zielinski's won 3 times in the Euro Tour, and those are tough events.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he got just past the 4, enough just kind of perfect to slide up the side rail, hitting right before the side for the cut on the 5. He may draw past the side, just depending.
You think he wants to shoot in the lower left corner or the lower? Yeah,
Lower right, I would think, by the 6.
Right. He's got to come down below the 9 ball.
Yeah, it's just a matter if he wants to hit before the side on the rail or just straight draw.
Great camera work right here. I love that camera work.
Perfect spin.
Nobody does it any better than an ACCUSTATS crew, let me tell you.
Now, Josh, in his usual kind of pullover, he plays in a lot because I agree with him. I hate to be cold when I'm playing. A little warm I can handle. But I don't want to feel any kind of shivery, anything in my body when I'm playing. We'll keep you updated with the outer score as it evolves. Fedor Gorst up 1-0 at the moment.
I'm not a commentator that says, oh, this should be easy from here. Of course, this is relatively easy. But when there's 7 or 8 balls on the table, anything can happen.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen great players make mental blunders, and you have too.
Well, that, and also, these guys make it look easy, but, there's a lot of effort every shot, a lot of repetition, of course. Just it's kind of like a long-term investment kind of thing. Just keep pounding them balls in the back of the hole.
You've got to keep focused at all times.
And now a 1-0 lead for Joshua Phillip.
People sometimes decry the game of 9 ball. They say, well, we should play 10 ball now because the players are so good. But even in the game of 9 ball, there's still a lot of nuances, particularly after the break shot. There can be a lot of back and forth play on the 1 ball. It's like whoever gets control of that first shot has the big advantage in the game. Although I notice the way they're breaking on this TV table, they're making the 1 almost every time.
Yeah, that's kind of, with the 9 on the spot and the break box, the forceful break, that's at the referee's discretion. The forceful break, it's really made it to where the 1 in the side is the play. And with a random rack, which is the smartest way to do it, these players, if you put the 2 in a particular place, they'll figure out how to play shape. That's just how good they are. With a random rack, we see a lot of random shots. And it goes back to a little more fighting for that shot, like you were talking about after the break. Most of the guys actually think this is a tougher game than 10-ball because the guys have gotten so good at the 10-ball break. They break, make 2-3 balls, no balls tie up, the 1's over the corner a lot, right? A little more random now in 9-ball, I think.
I'm seeing the same thing.
Yeah, the cut break, sorry, Jay, it's something these guys will develop and get very good at, but it's not ever going to be something that's definite, just like right here, a dry break in game 2.
Right. And a shot for Zielinski. This guy's pretty tall.
Really
he's a
tall.
good 6 feet tall. But notice he's using an extension too. That's a long reach way down there.
Yeah, and that's just a matter of being comfortable for him. He's more like 6'3".
Yeah.
The Polish players, they bring them in all sizes, it seems like, but a lot of great players coming from Poland. Myself, plus others, think it may be the strongest country in Europe to be honest with you. They carry a lot of top 20 players.
He did that real well. Oops, he didn't want to hit the 6. He's got some distance now, but 2 is out in the open. He's got natural running English to get on the 3. Just make the 2 ball and he'll be all right.
Yeah.
I like it when the player walks around. He's telling you what he's going to do.
Yeah, and, pool is, in my opinion anyways, it's just giving your mind a lot of subtle little bits of information. You don't really key too much on one thing. It just kind of makes it add up to you, performing correctly, And Zielinski, who came off an epic match from what I saw with Ko Ping Chung, winning Hill, but
wow.
Yeah, but if it would have been on the main stage, it'd be a match I think people talk about for a long time. And Filler coming off a 10-8 win over reigning U.S. Open 9-ball champion Francisco Sanchez Ruiz in the last round. So,
well, this whole last 16 players was an elite group of players, all great players, all capable of beating each other.
Yeah, this was a 128-man board to start, and if you really just go to the second round of the winner's side, we had 64 guys, and if you just looked at the quality of matches just from that round on, hard to turn your head, I'll tell you. Okay, he's got to kind of pull this ball a little bit. He could check it with inside and come between the 7-9 up 1 rail. Most of the time, the guys are going to pull the ball. Yeah,
2 rails around the 6. There you go.
Okay.
Nice cue ball control there.
And I think he's going to have to draw across, kind of like a draw stun. I think, anyways. If you go forward, you're going to catch the 9. I think.
Yeah, you're right. There he goes. He's drawing the ball. Once again, good camera work. Love it. Love it. Whoever's working that big main camera knows what he's doing. I love when they close on the balls like this. They make it really clear.
I don't recall Zielinski getting a match on this table yet. Joshua definitely played some matches on the 10-footer, obviously.
Completely different table, though, I'm sure. He's got the speed down pretty good.
Well, the thing about Zielinski, sometimes the taller guys, or normally, in my opinion, actually, the taller guys have some of the sweetest strokes. He's got a great stroke. Maybe you wouldn't consider something as fluid as some other guys at times, but it really does get the job done.
He's got good composure, too, and that's so important.
Yeah, and there's always the argument who has the advantage, and we all have opinions. I've always felt, if a tall guy's in shape, like a Zielinski, or I'm looking at Federer, those longer guys, without it going to, like Abdul-Jabbar or anything like that. But I think they do have an advantage. I think math says, the longer the swing is, the easier you can swing it, and reaching for shots and whatnot. Now, the bend over the table is a little bit of an argument that way, but as long as they can stay in shape and train themselves, I think if you're a longer player, it kind of adds up to a little easier swing.
For a long time, the guys I discovered the guys about my height, 5'7", 5'8", were great players. There were many of them. You look at all the Filipinos; they're all relatively short. Right. But I think what you're saying is really apropos to where we're at in pool today.
Well, if it evolves, I think we're going to see more athletes playing the game, like golf is gone, which is going to just probably be just bigger players, larger humans. Now, that's the beauty of our sport. Dedication, some talent, and time. It doesn't really require one physical kind of specimen, one way or another. Tough roll out here.
It looks like he's actually playing with some kind of wood shaft, which I'm not seeing a lot of in this tournament. Seems like everybody's got a black beauty cue. You know what I mean? A black butt, black shaft. So they're all graphite. But he's one of the players who still uses wood.
Yeah, him and Josh both, actually.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
You won't see that with the break cues with these guys. But
no, they're all black.
This is a funny shot.
It's hard to push here.
Well, you feel like you got to push near the pink unless you're going to roll out to a jump. There's a shot you could push out to, but I'm not so sure Josh will not see it. Where your kick underneath the one, like say you push out behind the pink or at the pink.
That's where he's going.
Yeah, that's the only place you really can go. He'll go forward a little. You can go rail first here, pushing the one and trying to creep the cue ball past the point up on the 8. Very delicate shot.
Exactly.
You
It's
could-
hard to slow roll that ball like that.
Well, you could catch the point and come right out with the
Yeah.
cue ball and sell out, but there's just not a lot of great options as far as the shot itself.
That's
So,
what Josh thought, too. He passed it back.
Yeah, I'm trying to see now. He's going to try and come off of this thick and just use the 7 and try to have the 8 hold the 1 on the rail.
Is he trying to make this 8 ball?
I don't think so. I think he's trying to chip this, go behind the 7 with the cue ball, have the 8 hold the 1 like that.
Yeah. He gave up a shot. It looks like the 7 ball got him.
At least a portion of it. And that's just all skill. There really was no secure route there. You just speed control, use your talent.
Looks like he wants to come off the top of the ball, the edge of the ball, go down behind that big cluster. Look at this. See all those balls down there? He knows he can get behind them.
Yeah, and he had to swerve into the 1 to get the 1 thick enough. And not only that, it kind of killed the cue ball. So to the air, Zielinski goes.
Jump cue this time. He's got no choice. He should hit this ball okay.
Oh, these guys are so good with the jump cue. I mean, he's pretty face on here. I would say it's close to 50-50, really.
A lot of distance.
Ooh, he hit the pocket.
Here comes side pocket. What's going to happen? Josh is going to have an open table.
Man, he's going to try and get the cue ball somewhat in the realm of where it's at now.
Yeah, that's the window.
The 7's a little precluding, though. I mean, it's kind of got you a little
Yeah.
cut off without you going at that side a bit.
See that window between the 5 and the 6 where he put his point down, his tip down there, right there? Exactly where he's at now.
I'll tell you what he might do, Jay,
Yeah,
is he might lay up a little further distance away from the 2 for that window.
right.
Just go around the 7, maybe by the head string. You see how he's just getting to the head string? Oh, he got into the 7.
He didn't want it. Well,
There's a free bank there if he gets right to where he can hold the ball behind the 6 and have shape for the 5 and the side as well.
that's where knowledge comes in. But he's got the knowledge.
Well, he's gonna try
to make it, isn't
Yeah.
He's going to shoot at it. Boy, he missed that bad. He missed that bad.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit of a roll, it appears.
Yeah, I don't think he ever thought about that bank. That's like a two-way shot.
Yeah, and the funny thing is I do think he thought about it when he was sizing up shape before
Yeah.
he shot the 1, or at least that's what it appeared. Now, the 5 ball, it's a long ways off, but he may be able to throw that towards the side on this kick shot if he's willing to kick slowly.
I don't like his angle from above it like that. If he was kicking up towards it.
Yeah, but it's got to throw, right?
Yeah, it's got to throw. He's got to hit the high side of the 2 ball. You see?
He hit it too firm for it to throw enough. I think he had plans on trying to move the 2 around the table, to be honest with you. Maybe to the center of the table, something like that.
Yeah, and he was holding his cue ball down there behind the 6-9, but he gave up the table right here. The key shot is just this opening shot and getting on the 5 ball.
Yeah, he'll make a decision because the 6-9 looks very playable. So if he gets a little goofy on the 5 trying to get proper on the 6, the combination's not tough at all.
It looks like he can shoot the 5 on the side and roll down and shoot the 6 on the same side.
Yeah, he'll do one of those. Stun side rail, in rail, and up towards the 6.
That's it. You called it.
That's got to go a little. He's going to have to shoot this in the corner. Or either that or really run the ball off the 6.
He doesn't want to shoot the 7 past the side pocket. He wants to shoot the 7 up table. But I think he can just roll it with center ball and go up and come above the 7.
It's close. He could actually pinch draw it in the side as well. Buddy Hall could draw that in the side.
That's what
shoot
he's
that
doing.
Inside. He's coming back to the end rail.
Yeah, let's see.
He's drawing back to the end rail.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll see Josh really sacrifice distance a lot, simplifying the shot in front of him. We'll see it throughout the match. I mean, it's kind of like a trademark. He shoots shots from much further away than most players. But he is pretty pure.
Hit that one nice. He made it look easy, and that's not the easiest shot in the world.
Well, especially after a miss on the 2, you know,
Yeah.
sometimes a little chink in the armor can get even the best of them.
He never seems too phased by me by what I see. What I was trying to say is nothing seems to bother him too much. But I don't call any of these guys robots like some people do. What I see is a really good pool player.
Yeah, I mean, it's the, you know, if you think about other sports, right? You know, when they get a chance to slow down, like basketball, for instance,
Yeah.
at the free throw line, right? They're not out there jiving and high-fiving and all that. They're concentrating.
Right.
You know, that's the time it's stationary and it's between the ears. And our sport's like that all the time.
Every shot.
Yeah, exactly. So it requires a bit of focus, and it just comes across differently from player to player.
This is a pretty big match for these guys. If you make it to the semifinals, you're guaranteed $9,000. They're at $4,000 now, so this is a $5,000 match, which in the pool world is nice money.
Yeah, it's pretty nice money anyways, and I think that's a little bit of what the players, why they've gotten so good. They kind of ignore the money, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
They know it's good, but these guys are about titles, and really, Josh wants to have a better record against everybody he's ever played. You know, I mean, look back at Federer. Oh, I beat you more than you beat me. Looking back at Shaw. Oh, I beat you more than you. You know, those kind of things are kind of that motivation, I think. And these guys are doing well because the pool world's really come a long ways. Sponsorships and great dollars in the game.
Right. The endorsement money they get.
Yeah, it's doing so much better.
Yeah, to be a top player, your ego is involved. No question about it.
Okay, he's got some work. Anytime you got to travel back and forth, even though the 3's not hard, the 4's over the pocket, he's got to get proper on the 5 to get to a little bit of a covered up 6 ball. So it'll probably be short side on the 6. Later on, he could play from underneath the 7, but if you get underneath the 6, you got to travel around the table to get back on the 7.
Right.
So,
Well, the key is getting from the 4 to the 5. Getting the right angle here.
oh,
That's what he wants to do.
He's going to get perfect.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he may need to put a little inside spin on this. Oh, I think he's just going to use his talent.
Just
here.
hit it slow.
Yeah.
Just hit it slow.
There's that inside
You're right.
spin.
There's the
But
wow. He came closer to the 6 than I thought.
Well, the 5 ended up having more cut. You know, it would look like it was perfect. That last revolution on the cue ball made it funny. I thought he might even try to go into the 6 lightly.
It doesn't look like he can hold the cue ball there. It looks like
no.
he's got to go up and down.
Absolutely. And Josh, just like that long 2 ball, that one we were talking about, he could have banked maybe.
Yeah.
He wants to bury these early, reminding his opponent a little
He's
bit,
all right.
a
He's
little
all
bit who they're playing. This could keep going. This could get odd. Quickly, it got odd.
He got the worst angle he could have. It looks like if he cuts the 7, the cue ball is going to hit the edge of the 9.
It's close. You're right. Yeah, and looking at the table. And if it doesn't hit the 9, it's probably hitting the 8. So he's going to bank the 7 away.
He's sticking it behind the 9. Well, that's a smart shot.
Absolutely. Tournament play, you can't get these games back. So sometimes if your gut's telling you something, oh, man, there's something kind of looming, a big mistake.
Jeremy, I want everybody out there to write that down, what Jeremy just said. That is a nugget of wisdom. In tournament play, you can never get those games back. I like that line.
Yeah, it's that's why you see these guys grinding if you've watched the matches all day today. Just really going maximum effort every ball. And not only that, Pat has put together a tournament that, you know, we can say isn't the U.S. Open, isn't the World 9-Ball Championships, but might be the next big tournament in that line.
2 rails kick. You got to just let this one go a little bit. It's hard to play safe there because you're kicking out into an open table.
Yeah, he was hoping to hit it full and at least get some distance between the 7 and the cue ball.
Yeah.
Caught a little thin off the second rail. And I'll tell you one thing, and I talked to Josh 2 nights ago before his 10-ball final it was, and he was tired. And that's not something that you see from Josh Filler very often. And many players I've talked to in the last few days are, asked them where they're going, what are you doing next? Some playing the World 10-ball, or excuse me, World 8-ball Championship in Puerto Rico in a couple weeks before they go back to Europe or wherever they're from. And every one of them said it's time for a siesta. Need a few days somewhere before that tournament. And they've been going nonstop. And
for a couple months now.
Yeah, and any game you play that's between the ears can certainly fatigue you without you knowing it. But I think it's kind of hit all of them in the face a little bit. They're ready to relax for a few days.
I hear what you're saying. There's one player that I think might be an exception.
Federer. Well, no, he just told me that at dinner, though.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He told me.
Because I saw him play. He looked sharp.
Well, no.
He looked focused. Well, he's as solid at the table as anybody.
Well, and he uses a lot of energy, but it's not wasted energy, and he trains to where he can get through this. That's why I was talking about the other night about him. He had to play 3 back-to-back high-pressure matches. And a lot of people were questioning, well, what's he going to do? I thought it played right into his hands because he trains a lot every day.
He went through a murderer's row to win that 10-ball tournament.
Yeah.
I think he beat 4 guys on the Moscone Cup team. It's kind of ironic since he didn't get chosen.
Yeah, it was kind of an odd situation. Zielinski down to breaking game number 5.
Got a break from the box. And the 9's on the spot. There goes the 9.
Wow.
There goes the 9.
I was just talking about in the last one, not many golden breaks this week. The cut break sometimes produces a little bit more than the head-on break. First one I've seen, Jay.
I've seen a couple come close on this table. One was made earlier. What they're doing is they're kicking the cue ball off the side rail and coming back and hitting the edge of the 9.
Yeah, sometimes it costs you a scratch, but sometimes it costs you a quick winner or provides you a quick winner. Yeah, I think we're going to get a replay here.
Watch the cue ball. It's going to go off the side rail and back into the 9. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit the – it was a combination.
Yeah, it was looked pretty perfect. So a quick one for Zielinski to get back to 1 game down or 2 games down, is it?
1 game down. It's going to be 3-2.
3-2, yeah.
That's Ed Ladawi. Did I say that right? Ladawi, racking the balls. He owns Sandcastle Billiards in
Addison, New Jersey.
Yeah. Great promoter of the game of pool, besides being an excellent referee.
Okay.
There goes the 1. And will he have a shot at the 2? No.
No.
Push shot coming.
I wonder. Looks a little flat on the 3. I was wondering if he could push the 3 to the bottom rail and get him kind of on the side rail, kind of straight in, because you don't want to push to an open safety here. You got to challenge like there's a little bit of an offensive shot, even though it's tough.
What about down here in the lower left corner? Well, he's looking the way you said.
He can't move the 3. That's why it's a kiss.
Yeah.
If he could shave the 3 to the bottom rail and lay on the side rail, but if he doesn't get that speed right and opens up the bottom half of the cue ball, could be a big mistake.
This is part of the game I really enjoy, 9-ball. The strategy right here.
Well, be ready for it, Jay, because that's where the game of 9-ball is going back to, where you got to fight for that shot. It's still going to be some break and runs, and the guy who breaks and runs the most is going to win most matches. But just watch the way these players look at the end of the tournament. It's a true fight now.
This opening volley for the first ball.
You see how he's trying to get the 3 of the end rail now. Now the problem is he left him too much angle. You got to get him straight, or else he's going to shoot at you here and try and get out.
But that's no bargain. That's a 9-foot shot.
No, and I agree with the push, but I don't see how clear the right side of the table is.
Yeah.
So he's gonna attack here because he knows if he hits it well, he can gain shape.
Yeah, there's nothing blocking him from coming down the table, as long as he makes the 2-ball.
And the other thing is, who in their right mind would give it back to Josh Filler?
Yeah.
Right? So
you can't give it back.
yeah, even if you're dogging it, you got to try and come out of it right here. I like his chances myself. This kid comes with a lot of big shots.
Wow, he hit that ball good. Look out pocket, though. Look out. I think he's all right, but it's going to be – he got there. He got there. He's pretty straight. I don't know if he's got any angle at all. He's got a little bit.
Yeah, he'll just
enough.
He'll just go top with a hair right to get between the 5-9.
Yeah.
You get there as quick as you can when you don't have much to work with. Oh, he's going twice. Must not have wanted to add the spin. Now he's got to deal with the 8 and really work the rock.
Yeah.
If he gets out between the 5-9, taking a little more distance, it's just a stop shot from a little further away.
He can't hold the cue ball. He's going to have to come around, miss that 8 ball.
Yeah, it should be the
He's going to try
stroke.
a draw. Yeah, he's going to try and draw right into the side rail. He did it. He did it. He did it really good. Just got there perfect.
Yeah.
Can he just kind of like?
He can pinch it.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Pinch it, bring the cue ball back for the 6.
Yeah, with the 7 so near, you don't mind being a hair thin on the 6 because you just come back and forth off of 2 side rails. That's surprising. Nothing wrong with it at all. You can see the outcome. And he's the guy at the table really seeing those little angles.
Yeah, it's good to follow your first instinct most of the time.
That's what tells me it's a true sport. Because, there'll be some days where I look at a long rail bank and I tell myself, my gut says time to play safe. And then other times my gut says time to bury this bank and change the momentum in this match.
Yeah, you got to trust your feeling.
Yeah.
He let that one go pretty good, and he's going to have to stretch pretty good. I don't think he can lean over the table and shoot this.
I don't know. That kid's pretty tall.
Yeah.
That kid's pretty tall. He's about 6'3" or so.
Yeah. He didn't even get that extension. I thought he was going to go back and get the extension, but no deal.
Well, the one thing the Euros that I think they're a little more disciplined sometimes just accepting the shot as a whole rather than really trying to work the ball, really rely on their skills holding up. Better course out 4-1 quickly against Alvin Ocean. 3-3 here in our match.
That's a real rivalry that's been going on for a few years now. It's like I was talking to Ed, our referee, yesterday, and no matter what the format is in these tournaments, at the end it's always the elite players. It's always the top guys.
Well, I think it's starting to change a little now, maybe not for first or second, but if you look at some huge tournaments this year, we had some surprise semifinalists, not World 9-Ball Championships, UK Open and the European Open, which are 256-man events.
Right.
Huge.
Big field.
Huge field, really quality. But if you look deeper, like top 16s and stuff like that versus past events, I think you'll start to see a little bit of a transition from some of those guys coming up the ranks. This kid right here. I mean, you could say a year ago, 18 months ago, he wasn't one of those guys you would have picked out right away. Now he has a Las Vegas 10-ball and now threatening for the international.
Well, they see what it takes, and they want it. What I always say is there's always room at the top if you're good enough.
Oh, yeah. It's a true statement. I think the way I always heard it is they say they'll make room for you at the top if you're good enough.
They'll make room for you.
Okay, funny here because the 3, he can't really hold the ball without making the shot super missable. So
can you slow roll this cut shot?
And that's what I mean. You're making it really missable then. Yeah. It's not a push come to shove kind of thing where, he's just trapped. He has nothing else.
He's looking the other way.
I think he's looking the other way to overcut it try and overcut it to the end rail and run the cue ball back behind the 7-9, because it doesn't make sense to try and make it because you'll be on the bad side of the 3. So I got to believe he's trying to overcut it.
He's drawing the ball here, it looks like. No, he cut it. You're right.
Yeah, that's always a touchy shot to get the speed
Look
of
at
the
he hit it
hit
too
down.
hard.
Yeah.
He hit it too hard.
Well, it's just not something you play for very often, a real thin hit like that. I think it was the right shot, but it was difficult.
Well, you know, Jeremy, speed control is a big part of the game of pool. You got to get that speed right.
Yeah, and I tell you, you could tell he wasn't comfortable with it, and that has a huge part to do with execution. It's amazing. Golf, you're supposed to put a very similar swing, but you can hand me an 8-iron, and I'm confident as heck. But you hand me a 4-iron, for some reason, it's like I have no chance. Same thing happens in pool. Comfort means a lot. It's almost like trying to change someone's really kind of natural swing. You know, they're comfortable with that, so you have to maybe not change it fully, get it to its best.
Well, to be a champion, you've got to be able to handle all those different situations and adapt.
Well, and the funny thing that I bring up a lot is, you know, and we'll see one or two of those, maybe more of this match, that situations in pool come up that you never practice.
Right.
Like you know, you'll see a shot that'll come up. It'll be some type of, I got to move this ball, I got to move that ball, and I got to get the speed just right.
Boy, he almost went too far. He's okay, but another inch or two and he'd been in trouble. You know what I like to say, Jeremy? You'll never see the same wreck twice.
Oh, absolutely.
Never.
Absolutely.
You can watch 10 million wrecks in 9-ball. They'll never be the same wreck twice. It ain't like bowling.
And he's going to need the crutch here, and he's going to have to get to it because I think he's used his extension already, or maybe not. They have an automatic extension here if the clock expires.
They do? Yeah. I think Ed said the same thing. He's supposed to say extension taken. Look at how he's holding that bridge way up there.
Yeah, some of the he's playing it like a regular shot. If you saw his backhand, it was in his normal form.
Right.
And you'll see 3 or 4 guys shoot that way. Used to be kind of a hustle back in the day at the pool room. Guys would play you with the bridge. And
they might have learned that from Corey.
Yeah,
Corey's
right.
been shooting that way. Corey taught a lot of these guys things, a lot of little tricks.
Yeah, Corey Dewey, former U.S. Open 9-ball champion, and got to figure and hope that one day he'll get one of them green jackets. It's tough out there to get those things. At the Hall of Fame I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
there's
about.
So like
You might get one of these days,
well,
Jeremy.
we'll see. But there's so
You're
many.
the premier commentator.
There's so many quality or people that are worthy,
right?
For one aspect or another, whether it be playing or just being involved in the game.
I was glad to see Jerry. I was glad to see Jerry Bryce get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's had such an impact on the sport for so long.
Absolutely.
A lot of people don't know he was a pretty good player. I'm old enough to remember when he played before he was instructor. He's a legitimate 100-ball runner at straight pool, and you know that means something.
Oh yeah, I couldn't run 30 when I started, and meanwhile I was a pretty darn good 9-ball player. Of course, the South we didn't play straight pool much.
Right.
Jay. All right, Filler to break in game 8. Small lead. Didn't catch the one as well as he's been catching it. That's why you saw a little less movement on the rack itself. I think the 2 may squeeze by. It's close.
We can't tell if the 2 will pass the 6 yet.
I'm looking at the overhead, which we have.
It goes by?
We have.
Yeah.
Which we have the privilege of having in our booth at all times. I think it does kind of.
He just wants to draw back for the 3-ball.
I wouldn't be surprised if Filler just kind of holds right there if that simplifies the 2. Meaning if the 2's kind of tight, I don't know if I really want to put a ton of spin on this ball.
You want to shoot a stop shot instead.
Yeah, and take on more work harder on the 3 itself. He got a little bit out of it.
Just a few. That's all he wanted was a few inches there, and he got it.
He'll want to drop below the 4 here, not having to worry about the 8 when he shoots.
You don't think he'll draw off the side rail and back out?
Yeah, but below.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that way he's not above it at all when he draws off this side rail. So kind of like a stun draw, which I've always said I think he's the best stun player I've ever seen. Of course, he uses it a lot, and it's a light stun mostly, but he's pretty incredible with it.
Well done.
Yeah, Federer Gorse out to a 5-1 lead.
He won the 10-ball tournament.
Yeah, Tony Shohan took down the one pocket of Ben.
I think Gorse got the money in that too. I think he got.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, I think he got top 4. He'd like to win this one. This is a big one, 30K on top.
Nice shot there, pushing through on the 6.
This is the last round of the night.
No, one more round.
Oh, there is one more round.
Yeah, there's 8 left. These are the 4 going right now. We'll have 4 more after this round's over. And that'll carry us into our semifinal matches tomorrow, along with our final.
There's 8 players left.
Yeah.
So after this round, they'll. Oh yeah, there's another round, 2 more matches.
Exactly.
But there'll be 4 left tomorrow.
That's right.
Our final 4 tomorrow.
Yep. We only have
for
our
these guys it's
semifinals and finals tomorrow.
Yeah.
So both these matches will give us 1 player from each that'll make it to our final day. And Filler out to a 2-game lead.
I noticed Pat shortened up the matches by 1 game this year. Instead of a traditional race to 11, he went to 10. No big deal, but you know what? That could be an extra 2 games you don't play, and speeds up the play. It speeds up the play a little bit.
I think, well, he went to alternate break also. So that allowed that, and it made it very fine or very okay with the players, I'm sure. Makes perfect sense.
Nothing wrong with a race to 10. That's a good match.
Yeah, alternate break with this break rule.
Yeah.
I mean, for your 2 losses, you're going to get plenty of chances. You know,
right.
And hopefully, can't everyone win a match in the tournament. That's the unfortunate part of it. But hopefully, I would think, no matter who you are, your value is pretty good here at the
This was a pretty stacked field, and I see a lot of names that are new names to me that went deep and got in the money.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I saw my old buddy B.J. Ussery win some matches. He's always been a solid regional player, but
well, he's a guy, if he got the time to play out here with these guys all the time, that's what it takes. I mean, when I started playing professionally, and I was trying to figure out what's going to improve my game. It had nothing to do with playing professional tournaments. And I talked to 2 or 3 of those great players, and they all told me the same thing. So I was like, okay, well, let me try and go do this.
Yeah.
Didn't win a match the first year. 0 for 14, I believe it was.
Well, you became a pretty good player, Jeremy. You were a contender, and you won.
Yeah.
And you won. And I know that you were one of, in my opinion, at one time you were one of the top 5 one-pocket players in the world.
I played it pretty well.
You still do. You still do.
And we'll see.
Don't lay down on me. I know you still do.
Zielinski's one-pocket kind of mind is here on this rollout.
Yeah.
Because the bare ball like this, you're rolling out to maybe something offensive, which you don't want to do. But anytime it's a bare ball, you can't roll. If you're rolling out for a safety, you almost have to usually roll near that ball because you got to get underneath it, something like that doesn't offer offense, right? And when you do that, you leave him an easy safety. So he's almost got to challenge him here.
Right. Yeah, I'd say roll up a little bit and let him try to jump the 8 ball. No, he ain't going to do that. He's not doing
This
that.
is what I like. Move the 4 over into some trouble.
Okay.
Along with holding the cue ball. He overhit it.
He wanted to put the 4 on the 3, didn't he?
Yeah, but he should have just rolled it over there and made it really difficult. But he still did pretty well.
You think Filler could pull this off, make the 2 ball, and come around and get underneath the 3?
Well, he's got to come underneath the 9 almost. There's really not much path between the 9 and 7 to get shape on the 3. I think I passed this. Yeah. You don't want to make the shot and make a great shot and then end up with no shape.
This goes back to what you were saying a while ago. You want to be comfortable with the shot, and Filler wasn't comfortable with it. Give it back. He put Zielinski to the test, and Zielinski decided to play a good safety.
Yeah, this is the part that I thought Josh should maybe contemplate is, okay, he didn't like the offense, but what is there defensively? And a great shot there from Zielinski. Remember, when you don't know where to go, the middle of the end rail seems like a good place.
End rail to end rail.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Josh is going to remember that. The rest of this match, he's going to remember what happened there.
Absolutely.
He don't want to do that again.
Well, it's like when you play guys that you know are great tactically. When they roll out, you'll see guys take more time because they kind of know the other guys
he's going to give up something here.
Out. Yeah, he's okay, though. Cue ball's going away from the 3.
Well,
now, does the 3 slide by the 7? Maybe.
Yeah, you can cheat the pocket. These tables, what I've seen, if you slow roll the ball, you can cheat. If you hit it hard, you can't.
Yeah, but that's the type of shot you'd probably only shoot if you could get really close to the 3 ball.
Definitely. But he can. He's got the right angle. Wow, he hit that ball hard like he's trying to break him up. I don't know.
No, he's good. That was a great shot.
Okay, yeah.
Well, the reason being, if when you get close to it, he can play something tidy no matter what it is. Very accurate with a safety, very accurate with whatever he decides to do.
He could stick him on the 4, couldn't he, if he wanted to?
Key here is on top of the 4, not the side of the 4, on top of the 4.
There you go. There you go.
I think he left him a little more of the rail than he wanted. You could see a little grimace from Wiktor's face.
You think he can spin down and hit one rail?
Yeah, he's stretching, though, and I'm not sure how much speed he can put on it because he needs the spin to take.
And I'll tell you, when you're hitting the ball like this, Jeremy, you can't really do much with it. You can't control it that well. You can try to control with the speed.
I think what he's going to try and do is push the 3 to the rail and just get it past the 5 and take his chances. You know, maybe pretty light rolling speed here on the 3.
That's his extension. You got to spin the ball a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like
this is not easy, stretching like this. You're right. He just took his chances. He just let it roll. Came out good. He may end up behind the 4 ball again.
Yeah, he's got to cut it just a hair. So coming up on the 4, you'll probably stay away from a little bit here. Right. Yeah, just make sure you don't make a big error there. He can get away from you more often than you think.
Jeremy, you're calling him about 100% so far. Do you know that?
Well, I watch these guys a lot too.
I know you have.
So
I know you have.
I got the best of both worlds when it comes to being able to watch them and pick their brains here and there. Pretty
this
lucky.
Is a little harder kick when you're so close to the rail like this to control the cue ball. Again, he's stretching. He should hit it. He did.
He loves it. No matter what happens, he loves that hit there.
There might be a shot if the 8 doesn't get in the way, and I think it did. I think it did.
Pretty solid hit, though. You got to, I mean, you think about not getting a shot, and I understand Zielinski, but you got to understand that's just how it is early in the racks. When a lot of balls are on the table, them guys kick out of it a lot.
Well, it looks like he's going to have to kick off the end rail here. I don't think this is a jump shot from that distance over the 8.
2 rail? He's coming 2.
Oh, he's going 2 rails trying to kick it out that way. Wow, he just barely hit it.
And he's going to surrender a shot.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Jacked up, though. Now the 4 is tight. It does play by the 7, but super tight.
He's just got to roll the 3 ball in and trust his stroke.
I think he jacks up, though.
You think so?
Josh, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because he wants to hold more of an angle on the 4, I think. No, he's rolling it. He's rolling it.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he's just trying to stop it.
It made for a tough shot. And
Absolutely.
He missed it.
Federer course, no mistakes, 6-1.
Oof.
And you know that because you know Albin's not making mistakes over there. Probably just lack of opportunities.
I think Federer's on a mission. He was not happy about how things went with the Mosconi Cup. He's going to prove He's going to prove the world wrong. You know, like I said earlier, their egos get involved when you're a top player. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. He didn't want to let him look at that 3 ball.
Yeah, this is touchy, but most would put him behind the 6 here, banking the 3 mildly across, just a high ball. Trying to see what else is possible. You could chip the 3 and maybe run it, but I think he plays this thick and just lays behind the 6.
For all you folks that think 9 ball's an easy game, how many innings have they shot this 3 ball so far? And they're still shooting. This is, I think we're in about the 5th inning now on the 3.
Well, Zielinski's used to it. He had about a 20-minute final game, 25-minute final game against Koping Chung.
Really?
That was unbelievable.
Really? I watched Koping play Gomez. I think Koping won, but Koping, I feel like his game has slipped a notch.
Well, he's had a great year, though, overall.
Has he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when they first came back, Koping Chung was really struggling. These guys were away from it because of the pandemic. They were really closed down to where they couldn't. They just started coming back to events,
And the Chinese players can't even come.
Yeah, exactly. All right, this is one when they hit it more often than not, but
They'll
more
make
often than you would think, they make it.
Right. He hit it solid. Is he going to give up a shot?
9.
Wow, look at this. Look at this. All we've seen is lock up, lock up, lock up. Safety after safety. Of course, a lot of them are just fortunate rolls, like that one. It could have just as easily been straight in on the 3. This is a hard one to hit.
Yeah.
That 4 has got him covered.
He's going to have to go. I think he can go 2 rails. In rail, left side rail.
Yeah.
Coming at the 3. Could drop behind the 7 this way.
He should hit it, but then, oh no, he missed it badly. He missed it by a full ball.
And I'll tell you, talk about Federer Gorse a lot. And one thing like Federer, you don't see the negative energy that like Wiktor's having right now. And I understand I might be the same as Wiktor because he's played some nice safeties 3 or 4 times in a row. Didn't come away with an opportunity off of it. But that's just part of it. And I think it's no coincidence why Federer just kind of adds up and does everything well. He just kind of has got himself directed in all the right directions. Just doesn't have any flaws, it seems. And I think those things add up, Jay, when you're a little negative because things didn't go your way. It's only game number, whatever it is, 7 or 8. And, I got away for a little bit there. But
I think when you have any kind of negative energy, it empowers your opponent. They see that. They pick up on that.
That's a good point, too.
Just hold the cue ball right there.
It's almost like if I keep playing well, I might squeeze an extra mistake out of Wiktor because he's a little frustrated at the moment. Like I said, certain guys, you just never see that. They don't quiver from it.
Yeah, Federer, in my opinion, has excellent composure. Of course, he never makes a mistake. That helps.
Well, I don't know about that. But a mistake is even different, I think, than a guy kicking out of this.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making more of is
yeah. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, Wiktor didn't do anything wrong. He's played great. Just keep staying positive and wait for your opportunity. Keep doing that. I mean, if you keep snookering him, you're going to get shots. And now out to
it looked like he had the best of that safety battle a couple times, but Josh kept escaping. But like you're saying, Josh kept his composure at all times. He didn't let it affect him.
Now 6-3. Both guys playing great.
Wow, look at that. They're both playing 900s.
Yeah, I would expect those to go up.
That's strong. Listen, the Gomez Koping match, I watched a while right before the dinner. They were shooting barely 800. Which is really low for players of this caliber.
Yeah, I think Ko got up to like 870 or something by the end of the match.
Did he?
60, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was odd, to be honest with you. Ko overcut an easy 3-ball early.
Did you work that match?
Yeah, I worked that match.
Okay.
But Roberto started off real well, I thought, but then kind of had a few mistakes. It looked like
he had opportunities
up on him. Yeah.
What was the final score?
Like
11-4
or 5.
He trounced him at the end.
It was 4-3, and he had ball in hand. Roberto did and got himself a little bit of a pickle the first shot, trying to maybe do too much, and then really everything went the other way from there. All right, he's got a little edge on the right side of the one. Probably goes ahead and takes this on, I think, unless I'm wrong about that. Maybe he doesn't have the right edge of the one.
He's taking a long, hard look at this one.
Man, these guys are having to push out to a bunch of challenges in this match. This is rare. Normally, guys stay away from any offensive challenge. They want it all to be tactical with the rollout.
He left a little look at the edge of the one, but do you really want? This is the kind of shot that even if you hit the one, you're liable to scratch.
Yeah, I don't think he's going off the right side for sure, unless that's all he left.
Josh made this a little tougher for Wiktor here, and Wiktor might want to pass this one back. He might want to think twice about playing safe from here, but he wants to do something. He's got an idea.
Yeah, I wonder which direction he's going with the cue ball. The 8 and 3 are huge.
Now he's thinking twice about it. He said, wait a second. That's not so easy. Let's have a second thought. Would you want to shoot this shot? I
don't really see anything secure. I hate to make a great shot and end up getting dead snookered on the 2. The 2's covered up pretty well here.
He just doesn't want to give anything back to Joshua. He shot at it, but...
Yeah, and I kind of think just kind of hoping for position is my feeling. The way he kind of shot at with a ton of speed.
He had the whole ball.
Oh yeah, he could make it. All right, Josh got to smooth this in, come across for maybe the 2, maybe a 2-3 combo. I don't think he plays safe here.
I would say the match could hinge on this shot right here. If Josh could find a way to get out from here, that might really deflate Zielinski. Did he get the angle?
He's got a shot at the 2. Like I said, I don't know if he plays it clean by the 3. I think there's a pocket, but it's not easy. The combo's about equally as tough as shooting by the pocket. Now he's looking at the combo. Now Josh, he's hitting more of a center ball, so watch the 2 might come right back at the cue ball. Oh, he tried to play it clean.
Yeah,
he fluked the 3.
He got lucky. He got lucky.
Fluked the 3. Fluked the big ball.
But no shot here. He's got to play safe. But
yeah, he's got to love being able to play safe, though,
right.
Being the guy that gets to play this safety.
Yeah, I thought he was shooting at the 2, and he only had half a pocket.
Tell you what, he's got a long rail bank. He could play from underneath, but
this is
the
like
safety's
the shot,
so easy.
Yeah, this is like the shot you talked about earlier, but it's like he's not even considering it. Because he could use the 9 as a blocker. Well, he doesn't want to do that. He wants to play a safety.
Well, he can kind of creep the 2 over the 4, a little past it, and really put the cue ball behind the 7. I think right up on the 7 if he wants. See how he's trying to doing it more like a shooting, right?
Yeah, he changed his stance and his stroke just like that. You're right. You're right.
Oh, I don't know if he got there. That looked light to me.
He wanted that 2 to go on the other side of the 4 ball.
Yeah, and well, the cue ball up higher as well.
Yeah.
This could be a big turning point in this match if Zielinski wins this game behind this mistake.
Yeah, I felt like that was a really important moment when Josh had that 2 ball. If he could make it and get ahead 7-3, he looked like he was ready to put him away. But now, this game is up for grabs. Big difference between 6-4 and 7-3. He made it. He made it. Nice shot, Wiktor. Nice shot, buddy.
Well, not only for his confidence, but a little deterrent after an easy safety miss by Josh. If Zielinski can get out and cut this lead to 6-4, we've definitely got a ball game. He's playing the bank.
No, he can't be playing the bank. He's got to cut this. He did play the bank. God bless him.
Yeah. Just didn't like where the cue ball was going 3 rails with the 7 and 9 being there. He couldn't, and he didn't want to shoot it with inside because that was kind of funny the way it played it in the side pocket.
You know, he's got to have a lot of confidence in his bank game to shoot that shot there. Most players would cut that in and try to play position. Only like guys like him and Skylar Woodward. Of course, Skylar would bank that ball.
All right, he's really drawing this to the side rail and back out. Oh, no, he's stunning. Nice shot.
You see, he's got a little more confidence now.
Absolutely.
It shows. He's got a. I like that look on his face right now. This is a man out doing his job. He said, you know, I got a chance here. He's letting his stroke out a little bit.
Yeah,
I like to see that. Because a
make
minute ago it looked like he was going to get put away.
He's got to make a nice one here, though. This is the type of ball that can bobble on this table. If it's hit just a little thick.
I like the way he's playing right now, though, Jeremy. See?
Yeah, you see, he hit it a little thick. It got down, but
yeah, these pockets are tough when he hit that ball good.
Well, he put a good stroke on it. I think really helped.
Yeah. Now it's 6-4. Now we got a match.
Now he's going to take a timeout. Player timeout.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So we'll take one as well. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the young Polish champion at the head of the table, about to break the balls. He's gotten back in this match now. Great shot on the 2 in the last rack after a bit of an unforced error from Josh on a safety. So 6-4 is our score, going to 10.
It's been a while since we've seen a successful break.
A little 9-ball movement.
This one might work. Look at this break. Look at this break.
Beautiful kiss on the cue ball, the 2 straight in. He can just roll forward. You can see probably a 5-9 to end this rack early and cut that deficit. Just got to get decent little shape on the 4 to come around. So,
Jeremy, that last game was a real key game in this match. The momentum changed.
Yeah, especially after Josh fluked the ball in, right?
Yeah.
And he's got a chance to really bury him on the safety. He misses that safety. What does Zielinski do? Comes with the shot of the match so far with the 2 ball up in the corner. And now a break and run maybe to cut it even closer. So he may just draw to the center. Get a little 2-rail angle to come off the 4. The good thing about the 5-9, not only do you not want to come all the way down because that would put you behind the 5, but really just anywhere past the center of the table, you're pretty decent on it, you know, middle diamond-ish, something like that. One thing with this combination you don't want is don't pull it 2 rails and land on the rail. You want to be free off the rail with the cue ball.
I like this. This looks good. Looks like he's got a perfect angle. This guy's playing with confidence now. He's right back in the match. This is the first time in the match that he looks like he's really playing his game. Right in the center. 5-6.
Yeah, there you have it. Filler breaking the next. It is alternate break, race to 10. It's the quarterfinals of the 2022 International 9-Ball event. The main event here in Norfolk, even though we've had a couple great other events. Tony Shohan, went in the one pocket. Here's our National Billiard Academy rack track. It was 3 out of 4 to start for Filler. And then he put a few more together before Zielinski has won the last 2 in a 1-game deficit.
There's an invitational junior event going on here as well. 16 top junior men and 8 top junior women. These young kids play good.
50 balls pocketed is 40, but 3 more mistakes from Filler.
There you go.
Than Zielinski's. And sometimes the unforced error is the one that can last with you mentally more than just an open miss. It's a bit of a tough shot or something like that.
Josh is getting pushed for the first time in this match. Let's see how he responds. Looks like a good break. Can he see the 2-ball? Look out, 9-ball. 9-ball got him. 9-ball got him. You notice how the cue ball rolled back off that rack?
Yeah, it'll occasionally do that. Sometimes a lot of times it doesn't affect the outcome. I can't deny that occasionally it will. And, you just hope that it breaks out 50-50 just like the rolls in our sport.
Jeremy, you're good at this. Where's he going?
Oof.
Up there, see where his cue is?
Yeah, this is kind of the one that you may not get back, but they're not going to put you in a bad spot. So it's going to be something like cue ball up by the 8.
He's heading north.
Yeah. Cue ball up by the 8 here off the push out. You got to cut the 2 and try and use the 9. If you get up behind the 8, that's kind of a bonus.
He's not going to pass this one back. I don't think at all. I think he's going to do something just like he did a few games ago.
Yeah, I like going by the 8 myself with the cue ball.
Just control the cue ball.
Yeah, and this is when you're trying to figure, he's hitting kind of downward. But when you're figuring this out, just kind of feel like they both, watch how they settle at the same time here, the cue ball and 2-ball. Watch how
he just went side to side.
Yeah, exactly. That's the shot. But you see how they came to rest at the same time, the cue ball and the 2-ball? That's the feeling you want to get with the speed control and the hit on the object ball. That normally gets you in those balls in the position you want.
There's another one of those nuggets of wisdom when they both stop at the same time.
Yeah, or roughly, it's kind of settle together.
Right.
And, a lot of people will say, well, that just makes sense. It's a half ball hit.
He's going to get him under this ball.
Yeah, beauty.
That's the best shot Josh has made in a couple games right there.
Much more effective safety. He's going to have to hit down on this to the bottom rail unless he can go. He's looking between the 3-4. But the problem with this is even between the 3-4, he's got to add spin.
Jeremy, I don't like his chance of hitting this ball. I don't care which ways he goes.
I thought he would go down to the bottom rail and come some 2 rails here.
That's hard too. That's difficult too.
That's normally the route you'd go here. Needs a little left spin.
Wow, he hit it. That's good. Step number one. He's going to leave it right. He's going to leave it right in front of the pocket, and Josh was going to have to kick this ball in. Looks like he can kick and rail and miss the 9 and go up and make the 2. Here's a shot that if you hit the 2, you'll probably make it. If you hit the side of the 2, you'll probably make it. He's looking at this like he can go. Oh, is he going to try and go off the end rail and hit it and knock it away? Maybe.
That's the way you would want to go because it's like a one pocket, right? You're trying to kick it, bank it off the side of the rail, hold the ball. He's going to come across it now. He's trying to come across this ball.
Like a one-pocket shot.
And spin downward.
Like a one-pocket shot.
Oh, he got the double kiss. Yeah.
Well, that's also like a one-pocket shot. I've done that a lot of times. Yeah.
Absolutely is. Okay, he can pull this ball. He's a tall man. He can reach it easily to pull this ball 2 rails or 1 rail for the 3 in the side.
Let's see what this guy is made of now. Now he's got the momentum in the match. He's feeling good. He's got an open rack. Can he complete this rack and tie the match up? Everything's went his way now.
And a big part of winning tournaments is when you do get a little fortune, is capitalizing.
There you go. There you go. You said it better than me.
Well, it's you know, because some days you just don't get that luck. You don't get those opportunities.
Well, it all goes back to that failed safety.
Right?
Yeah.
It feels like it might play a big part in this match.
It's got, all of a sudden, this guy got some confidence. He
Well,
saw
the 2-ball he buried afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Up in the corner. Okay. Fedor-Gors is up 7-3 now. Albin Ocean's put a couple racks together on his side.
He needs to put together a couple more. Get back in this match.
Our preview, one of those guys I think kind of turning the corner.
You would think on paper that would be the match.
Ooh, I thought he was going to hit the 8 full there.
He's okay because the 7's so close to the pocket. But I was going to say, on paper, you would think Ocean and Gorse would be the great match, but it turns out this is the match right here. This is an exciting match right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Very much so. And speaking of matches, there's 2 more coming for you. Jonas Sudo, who is, like I said, I think turning the corner a little bit, the Spaniard. He's improving that game and into the quarterfinals here. I think he faces Jason Shaw.
Did Ruiz get knocked out?
Yeah. Albin beat him 10-8, or Filler beat him 10-8 in the last round. So.
All right.
And then, all right, 6-6. And the other match will be Mario He versus Ko Ping Yi. So a lot of champions still to tee it off here on a Friday night at the International. 6-6 between these two.
15 minutes ago, it looked like it was going to be 7-3 Filler, and guess what the score is now? That all changed.
Well, that's why you have to keep focus. Sometimes, you know, your opportunities aren't the early part of the match. It's more towards the middle or the end of the match.
Yeah, the complexion of this match has changed dramatically. Right now, Filler's a champion, so we'll see how he handles it. He's under pressure now.
And he's got to wait to see if he gets to shoot in this game. He may surrender to the lead without much to say about it.
Zielinski's got to be feeling good.
The kid's got a lot of heart. I mean, he stays in it. Watched him play a lot. Of course, through this year, but last year when he took down some titles and
he won that Diamond 10 ball, didn't he?
Yeah,
in Vegas.
He sure did. And just keeps trying.
Yeah, it's important, that first big win. You know you can do it. And then you want to do it again and again and again.
All right, it's a race to 4 from here.
Notice how he really collects himself before the break. One on the side, cue ball off the side rail, into the pack. Kind of like that.
Yeah,
the 2 is not moving much.
The 2 got trapped there on the bottom rail, and the cue ball got kissed up, which doesn't happen very often.
Notice a completely different pattern here, but yet there's going to be a tactical battle on this 2 ball.
Yeah, and a difficult rollout again. You don't want to roll out to an easy snooker. It's okay if it's like a soft safety snooker, meaning you like your incoming kick. It's not going to be too bad, but if he rolls out to like where he's looking at now, the right upper half of the table, easy to put the cue ball on the 5 and the 2 up behind the 8-9-ish, kind of like use the 7 a little bit. So
he changed his mind on that real quick. You see that?
I probably roll out to near the right side pocket, or his right side, our left to the kick, up behind the 2 ball.
There you go. Makes more sense. He's thinking move the 4 ball and shoot a jump, and leave a jump. Let's see what he does. Yeah.
He just wants to leave a sliver of the 2 here. That's what he's trying to leave. He doesn't even want to leave a full 2 ball because that ball will get banked around, and the cue ball also underneath the 9.
Filler's going to take this shot. He's going to do something with it. He can't. He's not going to give this back. Can he come across that ball with the cue ball and leave the cue ball down on this bottom end rail?
But he's got to do it with draw, so that means the object ball is going to be kind of hot. If he could hit it with a high ball, that would be awesome because your touch would be very good that way. But anytime you got to draw it, it's kind of like a force shot. I was thinking he might pass it.
He passed it back. Surprised me there.
Yeah, this is so – if he could hit all the ball, he wouldn't have passed it back. So Zielinski looking to see if he can hit all the ball is a little useless because I don't think he would have been at the table.
He may just try to stop the cue ball right there and bank that 2 ball 2 rails up.
Well, if he can do – he's swerving it to do that, see?
Yeah.
So could twist this 2 rails into the 8th.
There you go.
Oh,
there you go.
He kind of drug it in there with that swerve. Nice shot.
It worked.
Nice shot.
It worked.
Josh going for the jump cue. This is surprising. Easy kick off the side rail that comes with some safety in mind. I'm not saying the jump's wrong, but I just thought he would kick.
It's a pretty tough ball to make from this distance. Well, we'll see what the table gives him. He's going to get a little fortunate here, I think.
Very, very fortunate. Complete snooker. I'm looking right down the line.
Zielinski wants to kick behind that 2 and send it up past the 9. He does not want the 2 ball to run into the 9 ball. Yeah, see, he's looking at that angle. Yeah, that's where he wants the 2 ball to head, right up that way. And maybe he can leave the cue ball behind the 9 if he hits it just right. But this is a delicate shot.
Yeah, I wonder. I would go more speed trying to get the stick on the ball.
Yeah, get the 2 up to the end rail.
Ooh,
he's going to make it. He's going to make it. He can see about half the 3 ball. Not enough to make it. Well, I mean, conceivably you could make it, but why shoot at that shot? It's hard to overcut this ball too. I mean,
yeah, I think he if he does shoot off the left side of the 3, he's just got to play the cue ball. The 3, he can't really take care of the 3. You know what I mean? It's just got to be out in space. You got to take care of the cue ball in this regard.
That's exactly what he did. He just played the cue ball there all the way.
And that's center of the end rail. Remember, that's always, you got to learn how to get to the center of the end rail. That's such an important spot. Playing all pool games, believe it or not, when it comes to safeties. But center of the top rail, center of the bottom rail.
People forget how important that is in one pocket. Put him on the end rail. Let him shoot from there.
Well, that 9's over on that spot a lot playing our rotation games, right?
Yeah.
So that's always going to be a ball that can be working for you.
I think he's going to have something here.
He sure is. Josh got a few rolls to start this match. Now, all right, so this is a goofy little shot. This one here, the key to this shot here is don't let up. Is when you let up and you draw off of this 5, you could have an issue, maybe meander near the 9. Make sure you put some stroke on this.
Yeah, move that 5 out of the way a little bit. Oh, he didn't have to.
But you see how he hit it, though. That way he doesn't just kind of like a weak ball, kind of just floating somewhere. He made sure he shot it.
This is nice here. They're all down table together. He doesn't have to go up and down except this first shot, which is easy. Just bring the cue ball off the end rail, right towards the 5 ball. Oh, he didn't even have to do that. He just drew straight back for position. I think we're going to see a new leader in this match, Jeremy.
Yeah, if he lets the stroke out here, the cue ball should escape the side rail. And that doesn't mean blast it, of course, but nice little draw stroke. Doesn't have to worry about moving it off the side rail. It's just going to happen.
His numbers are going up. He's up over 900. And it's going to go a little bit higher if he gets through this wreck. I don't see anything that should cause him a problem here.
Well, we're trying to see who's going to be our first semifinalist. Federgor's at the table up 8-3 after a dry break from Alvin Ocean. And Wiktor Zielinski looks like he's going to get his first lead in this match. Or maybe he won the first game. No, he didn't. Filler won the first game, I believe. So, yeah, his first lead in this match. And kind of switching the momentum here.
This looks like a Euro Tour champion now.
Zielinski takes rack 13 and the lead, 5-1.
This guy is right there. He's in the moment.
Yeah, but you look around. I mean, our next semifinalist is going to be either Fedor Gorst or Albin Ocean.
So he'd play the winner of that match?
I don't know what
you-
it is. The
I
rack
mean,
track, look at our rack track from the National Billiard Academy. 4 in a row for Zielinski now after 3 on the spin from Filler.
I wonder if we could find out who would the winner of this match play next.
I normally
be there?
would, but I left my
Yeah,
little computer, my phone, in the room to charge. So
I think somebody can tell us.
yeah, well, just look around though. It's going to be either. Okay, so these two, this is one side of the chart.
Oh, okay.
Whoever wins these 2 matches will play each other in the semifinal. Our other semifinal will either be Mario He, who versus Copigny. One of those two will get into the semis, or Jonas Sudo against Eagle Eye Jason Shaw.
I'm not that familiar with Sudo. He's another new young player.
Yeah, he's like one of those kids that talk about, you never know when game's gonna jump, So many good things happening for these guys.
Little problem removing the rack here by
Yeah, and a
Hedladawi.
little problem. He's just got to move the 6, really, not the 9. He don't have to move the 9. The 6 is easier.
Yeah, not the best break by Josh.
Caught it a little thinner on the 1, so you're not going to get as much of an opening when you catch it thinner. And I'll tell you, he's had a lack of shots after the break as well.
Looks like he can see the full 2 ball and duck over by the 8 ball with the cue ball. He can use the 8 ball to hold the cue ball.
Yeah, doesn't want to overhit the 2 though. Nice shot there. It's really nice. We'll see what Wiktor wants to do. Go the air or 2-rail kick, most likely. Side pocket's kind of right in the way of the natural place to 2-rail kick.
Yeah.
So he may elevate the cue and hit before the side, or he may end up jumping at this ball because of that. If he hits past the side, it's dangerous of air in this ball to me.
This is really hard to predict where the 2 ball is going to go. He could run into the 3 ball if he hits it.
Oh, he ain't going to get 2 rails this way, is he? Oh, he is.
He got
nice
it.
Shot.
Well, he touched the 3 ball.
Well, he didn't give up a whole lot of a pocket.
I don't know if the 3 can even pass that 5 ball.
Yeah, the 2 definitely
the
doesn't
2,
pass the
excuse me.
5. He may shoot anyways, but it definitely doesn't pass the 5.
Does he want to? Well, is he going to roll the cue ball up against those 3 balls? The 6, 7, 9. Yeah, kind of use them as blockers.
This is no good.
Yeah, he could have.
This is
He
no
wanted
good.
he wanted to go a lot further with the cue ball. He wanted to bury it down there in those 3 balls, and he stopped a foot short. Yeah, he's shaking his head.
Well, that's I talked about, and I kind of saw this actually when our break rule changed. That players that are used to getting a shot, dominating a little bit, putting a lot of heat on you with the break and the break and run stats so high. I thought they would have to get used to that battle now to get the first shot, which is so common in a lot of these racks. If you're used to maybe, I wouldn't call it easy, but kind of dominating at times, and the game changes a little bit, you may have to get used to it. And Josh will handle it, but
Right now, he's getting handled.
Well, yeah, but it's like if you know Josh and you've been around him, like these tournaments that I've seen now, I see more fatigue. I see he has to use his brain more often in a lot of these tactical situations. And I don't think it's just going to be as easy for him as it was before. I think he's still going to be a top 3 guy all the time, or at least for a while. But I think he's a little more susceptible to getting beat whenever we bring a little more of the game into it.
Well, we're looking at an upset in the making if this guy knows how to close a match right here.
Well, he's done that. That's the thing. He doesn't have filler in his brain or eyes like some others may. He's played him, I'm sure, many times and since a very young age. He's already very young. But, he probably played Phil the first time when he was like 15 or something, 14.
Yeah, that's important what you said. These guys are not in his head.
Now look at this shot over here with Albin. Look, he's corner hooked.
Oh, wow.
Federer's corner hooked, and I wouldn't doubt he makes this ball. He's just.
Why wouldn't he go 2 rails?
He likes being able to put speed.
This is a tough shot.
Yeah, but you're coming. You can come 2 rails this way as well. Watch the side rail. See? Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Wow.
You get to put speed, and you're just arcing towards the ball, so you increase your chances of good things happening. So.
And it did.
Yeah, and you can hear
He's
big
smiling.
applause.
He's smiling too. He hit that ball awful good.
Yeah, Albin's even smiling.
That's not an easy shot. I don't care. That's not
No,
an easy
like I
shot.
said, when's the last time you practiced that one? Maybe never?
Maybe never.
Here's our TPA. You can see Zielinski's rising, and Filler's suffering a little bit at 869. I'll tell you another thing. When you make a great shot like Federer just made, it's almost like a mistake. You have to calm yourself back down and leave it behind as well.
How often have you seen a player make a really good shot, get position on the next ball, and then they miss the easy shot?
Yeah.
You just said it.
Federer, of course, made that nice 9 ball to get on the hill, and a lot of people are wondering why such a big ovation. You should have seen the 8 shot on the 8.
Yeah, even Victor's looking over there.
Yeah.
He said, "What's going on? What's going on?" Big break here. Big break.
No, he missed those terribly. Way thin on the
He
one.
came out good, though. He
Yeah,
came out
sure
good.
did.
He waved his hand a little bit. He said, "Thank you. Thank you."
Okay. I think the 5's not a problem to draw across. If it's any kind of problem, you just roll into the 5 and take straight on the 2 and then short side on the 3. Because the one thing is you don't want to shoot the 1 and clip the 5 drawn across. You may scratch. The more I look at it, it doesn't appear the 5's a problem. So it should just be like straight draw 1 rail back over by the 8.
That's what he did. That's what he did.
You notice no side spin on that cue ball. Important not to have the right. That way you don't go back towards the 8 with the cue ball. You go by it.
He's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Well, he's a youngster. You know what they do, Jay. Huh? Give them a little while. They'll start realizing these things are tough.
Oh, man.
It's amazing.
I'm enjoying
the
it,
human brain.
though. I'm enjoying it, though.
Okay, again, he's got clean position on the 6. Later on, the 6-9 is very available also if he gets out of line on the 5 or something like that. He won't play for it, but it's nice to know it's there.
Well, he got a little bit of an angle. I think he can just roll this ball, though, up above the 8 ball.
Yeah, a little left English.
I don't think he's got to do more than 1 rail. Well, look at that.
He's just kind of light stunned. Yeah, see that?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
So here he can come across.
He's stretching out his lead.
But if this has gotten a little straightish, right, like it's a little flirty coming across, why not play the 6-9 if it's so easy? This is what people sometimes evaluate wrongly.
He heard you.
Yeah.
He heard you.
Well,
he picked up your mental waves.
Well, if there's any threat with the 8, you know, the 8's a big ball. You come across, you could brush it. A lot of things could happen. If the 6-9 is
looks
so
like
easy.
Yeah, look, he looks like he's perfect.
Yeah, he's fine on it now.
Although it's got a little bit of a cut to it, and he's a little bit above it.
Yeah, but it's head on, so
Yeah.
you shouldn't see much movement on the 6 here. Maybe just a little bit.
You got to hit it right.
He won't slow roll it.
He did. Right in the center of the parquet.
And Zielinski from 6-2 down has won
6-3.
6-3. Okay,
Yeah.
he's won 6 in a row.
It all shifted a few games ago on a misguided safety.
Yeah, 6 in a row is right, Jay. Good
Whoa.
call there, and
Whoa.
it was 6-3 whenever Filler fluked the ball in.
That's when it was.
He fluked the 3 up in the corner, trying to play the 2 by the 3, I think it was. Had a kind of a stretch safety, but you would think he's gonna be successful with it. Missed it. Biggest shot of the match for Zielinski to bury the 2 up in the corner to get going, and he sure has gotten going.
Well, he's in command now. A 3-game lead at this point in the match is huge when you're playing alternate break.
Yeah, look at that. He's hadn't had an error in a while. 5 errors. 934, I think I saw on the TPA. Now, Josh, he's got a weird knack at stealing these matches somehow, so we'll see how this continues on. Okay, he's probably banking at this.
Right.
It is up a little more than you would think, though. It's up by about the first diamond.
That's an interesting device Ed's got there. I haven't seen that one before.
Okay, may end up going into the 6 a little bit here, which is fine. The 3 has both lower corners.
I think Josh is in a position where he's got to play offense because he doesn't want to get in a safety battle.
He's stunning between the 7-9.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to catch the 7, which is fine.
He's okay. He's okay.
I don't know if he can go forward here, though. If he can't get to the top rail, he's got to play some pretty tidy position from between the 6-8, maybe.
I think he can go forward.
Okay, if he can go forward, that's great. If not, this rack can get a little tricky.
Maybe he's just drawing off the. No, yeah, he just drew off the.
Yeah,
you're right in between. He used that window between the 6 and the 8.
And now the 7's a little bit in the mix. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. This is the type of situation an even filler could miss a ball.
He really likes to. That's
He
good.
hit it pure.
That's good.
That was pure there.
Yeah. He's got a stroke. It looks like he's drawing the ball every time, but he's not.
Well, he hits that light stun a lot of variations of it. So sometimes it's like almost a drag stun, or it starts with a hair of low, but then turns over just a hair before the ball.
That way the ball doesn't roll off at all.
Yeah,
Got good control.
And he's just doing a lot of the same things with the stroke, which is, I think, that one kicked.
My God.
That one kicked a little.
He hit it bad. He hit it bad, Jeremy.
I think the stroke was a little so-so, to be honest with you, but it's been one of those matches for Josh.
Wow.
All right, one of the hardest shots to calculate coming out of the pocket is when you have a very deep one and you're coming across the spot kind of area, meaning from the center of the table. If you're on the rail, you can rail first, you can hit a portion of the ball, but coming out of this kind of angle, hard to really calculate.
Got to use your point. You got to use the point here.
Absolutely, but it could fizzle on you, kind of like not go anywhere.
Yeah,
and the thing for this is he needs good
action. See how he hit that?
I think he got the most out of it.
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
All right, Fedor Gorst.
I'm glad you pointed that out. A lot of people don't realize when that ball's hanging in the pocket, the position is tough. Fedor won that match.
What a match, and you know it had to be super high quality.
I got a feeling that missed ball by Josh might be the last nail in his coffin here. Whoa. Okay, you're all right.
There's always drama this time of the year in pool. Some of the biggest events, of course, some of the biggest names involved, and of course the Mosconi Cup.
I like what he did. He took a break there because he felt a little weakness on that last shot.
Yeah,
he didn't hit it as good as he liked.
Yeah, how you like the game evolving. We've lost 2 world champions in this quarterfinal round in Albin Ocean and Josh Filler. 2 great ones moving on, Fedor Gorst and now Wiktor Zielinski.
Won the last 7 games in a row.
Yeah, really enjoyed it, Jay. For the International, Pat Fleming, I'm Jeremy Jones, and for Jay Helfert, a class act, we'll be back shortly for another quarterfinal. Stay tuned. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. I could tell kind of actually.
Good job. Yeah, good job. Good job.
Well, I think Nick and what are they doing? Oh, he's doing interview. Okay, guys.
All right, this is Rahana live at the ACCUSTATS Simone Aramith Arena with Wiktor Zielinski. You were down 6-3, and you put together one of the most miraculous runs ever. Talk us through that run.
Yeah, I think it was a big turnaround at 6-3. Joshua missed the ball, and then it was big turnaround. I was lucky. I was getting rolls, Joshua not. So
you was lucky you was making balls, what?
No, I mean like every kick or some 50-50 situations were in my favor, so also one lucky break. So
okay. Team Poland looked like it's on a great run this year. Just looked like you're on your way to your second major. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm not focusing on winning tournament. I'm just focusing on playing my game, and that's my goal, just to play my game. And we'll see what happens.
Okay, you got by one F, which is Mr. Filler. Next up on the list is Mr. Feder. What do you think about that?
It's gonna be a tough one, but I'm not scared. I've already got tough draw, so I'm feeling like I can beat anyone. So.
All right, live from the Accu-Stats Arena, raw hander, Mr. Wiktor Zielinski. Give him a round of applause.